I'm going to show you how to use the databases at the library to find articles, and then I will show you how to format your document and your references according to APA style. Here I am at the homepage of the Sam Houston State University Library. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Articles and More. And our area is education, so I'm going to click on the education databases. Several of them come up. I always use ERIC. That's the primary one that I use. So I'm going to click on ERIC. But because there are other databases other than just ERIC, I want to search additional ones. So I'm searching ERIC, but if I click on Choose Databases, then additional databases come up in all different areas. So I'm going to click the other education ones, not this one because it's only from 1929 and 1983, and those documents are really too old for what you would be looking for. Because my area is special education, people in psychology also publish articles on disability, so I'm going to also pick out some of the psychology ones. Okay. You can go through this list and pick out the ones that you think would possibly apply to whatever your topic is. I click OK. Now it's going to search ERIC and all those additional databases that we put in. So let's say we want to search PICA, but not only do people with disabilities engage in PICA, sometimes also people who do not have a disability engage in PICA, like pregnant women sometimes do it. So I don't want those ones. I'm focused on disability. So I am going to put in disability. And actually, I could put disability. So this would search for PICA and disability, or I could search for PICA and disabilities. But I would have to do two separate searches. The way to only do one search would be to take the beginning part of the word that's the same in disability and disabilities, and that would be disabilit, and put an asterisk at the end of it. And now this will search PICA and disability, and it will also search PICA and disabilities. So that's a tip for you. That's called wildcard search, using that asterisk like that. Let's see what we get. Okay, this is a book. Let's try this one, clinical outcomes. It has a PDF. Okay. So now we have the article, and over here on the right, I have my Word document. And the first thing I need to do is change the font. You know how to do this. Times New Roman. It's on 12 point. I want to make sure that my margins, so I went to layout and then margins. The margins are going to be 1 all over. So 1 on the top, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 inch, and 1 on the bottom. So I changed that. And let's say you're writing your sentence. Okay, so I put the authors state that PICA is a life-threatening behavior, and that's what it says in the abstract over here. PICA is a potentially deadly form of self-injurious behavior. So because that's not my idea, that was their idea, I need to make sure that I cite them. And so this would be like in my document. And to cite them, I would use their last names, comma, and then the year. So I have their last names, an ampersand before the last name, and then the year. If I was going to have a sentence like this, where I'm going to start with their names, like Call Simmons, so if I'm going to use their names in a sentence without having it in the parentheses, all of it in the parentheses, then I use the word and. I don't use the ampersand. And I put the year there too. And then the next time that I would refer to them, actually, I would put Call it Al. Like that. So I don't have to write their names every subsequent time. So this will be in the body of the text, of the paper you're writing. And then at the end, I need to set up my reference section. The reference section will be on its own page. So we can do an insert a page break. And then we have it down here. This is called references. It's not works cited or bibliography, it's references. Oh, you know what? We need to make sure we're on double spacing. I didn't do that earlier. We have to have double spacing. And then I put it over here. And then this is how you get the hanging indent. You'll go to Format, Paragraph, and then it has indentation. It's hanging. And then put OK. So now I'm going to go ahead and write my reference. You do have spaces in between their initials. We have the year, oops, period. The title of the article. Remember, you don't capitalize everything. Only the first word and the first word after a colon. And proper nouns are capitalized. Then you put a period after it. The title of the journal is put in italics, and so we go to italics. Or if you know the key, it's Control I, and that'll do italics where you don't have to actually go up there and click it. So the name of this is Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders. You do capitalize the words of the title, but not words like of and and. And then you put a comma after it, and still in italics, you put the volume. And let's see, what is the volume number? Up here, you can see the volume is volume 45. So I'm going to put 45 and a comma. And then I'm going to take it off of italics. There. And then I put the page numbers. And the page numbers are also up here, right there for you, but I can double check it down here. Yeah, that's correct. So I'm going to put the pages 2105 through 2114 and a period. This article has the DOI, which is the Digital Object Identifier. You don't have to put this in your reference, but you can if you want to, if it's available. And if you do, it's all lowercase, DOI, and then it's a colon, and see, it tries to change it to the uppercase. You need to put it a lowercase and the period, and then the numbers up there. You do not put a period at the end of the DOI. And that is how you do your references for a simple journal article.